Central Rappahannock River Habitat for Humanity. So we now serve Caroline, Essex, King and Queen, Richmond County, and Westmoreland County. And it is our goal to have a self-help program in all 5 counties. So where we'll do 5 to 8 homes in each of those counties per year. And then we also want to take this teachers and first responders program that we're piloting this year in Caroline. And we want to make that region wide so that those other 5 counties, we can provide a pathway for those counties to also attract top teachers and first responders.
This is all kind of exciting. You've been working with some of these Northern Neck communities informally and now more, but this really makes it, when you're part of the name, it's official.
It is. You know, there's, even though we've explained we serve you, there's still that one name, and there's a lot in a name. What's in a name? I think Shakespeare wrote, and there's a lot in a name, especially when you're a regional group like us now. People want to feel included, and so having a name that is very inclusive of the whole region really helps us with achieving that.
How difficult was it to pick the name?
Oh, it was tough. I mean, we contacted 2 different historians, local folks who are amateur historians, and it's such a big area that it was hard to find any one name that adequately described it. So again, Rappahannock, we got the river. Now King and Queen doesn't touch Rappahannock River, but the Rappahannock tribes, lived in all of these counties at various times in our history. So there's that side of it too. So it's really honoring the Rappahannock tribe and the river and just those common elements that unite the region together.
And one of these days, some of those localities are going to have sites that look like this.
Absolutely. We're really hopeful. They've all expressed interest in what we offer. I mean, it's hard to say no when you look at, they do the budgets for their teachers. They do the budgets for their first responders. They know how hard it is to live on those salaries, even though, it's always perspective, but it's hard to live on $40,000-$50,000 a year. And oftentimes, to get over 80% of AMI as a teacher, you might be in your career 10, 15 years before you ever achieve that. That's why oftentimes many teachers have to put off owning a home until late 40s or 50s even, and that shouldn't be the case, because home ownership is how our nation, since its essential founding, I mean literally, it's all about a place to live and own and put down your roots. But nowadays, it's about building the wealth. I mean, just look at the statistics. The average renter is worth a couple thousand, where the average homeowner is going to be worth hundreds of thousands. So the numbers don't lie. And then you look at the behavioral with the kids and the outcomes. I mean, if your parents own a home, you are destined usually to have a lot better outcomes than folks who have to bounce around and all of that. And there's a lot of reasons for that, but one of them that I've noticed is just a real simple, I think we can all pick out a million reasons, but think about this. If you have a kid and you have to chase cheaper rent every year, some of these kids, they'll go through 6, 7, 8 schools by the time they graduate. How is a kid going to thrive and succeed in that environment? So, I mean, just that simple thing right there tells you just what it does for a family and a household. It's the second generation often that sees the best outcomes of it.
Right, and you think about some of these Northern Neck localities, there's not a lot of new building going on. I mean, you're going to be, in some areas, I think, some of the first in a long time.
Yeah, definitely. And that's exciting too, because then you get in the fact that you're helping with economic development, because we hire local people, we hire plumbers, electricians, site work, all of that stuff is done by local people usually. So we're thrilled to be able to contribute to local economies.